Welcome to Caching Waves. This is your Elliott Wave update for API3. Now this one's been on my screener for quite a while. Full disclosure, I got into this one on the 24th. I had a alert at a 618 and I took the buy. Now it wasn't a good enough structure for me to bring it to the attention of the channel. Now I think it is based on what's happened in the last little bit. But just to go over this coin, this is the entire price history since January of 2021. Currently ranked 184. The market cap is 295 million and currently priced at 341. Now, if you want to look into this coin more, you can do your own research on this. But I do have pretty high targets where this can get into the top 50 with a market cap around 2 billion at today's prices. But I'll show you that on the chart. So since the high, have this as a nice 535 pattern as an ABC. If we look at our first A wave, we had a nice division for our 5 waves. Came to the 1.618 extension of wave 1 for our wave 3, and rate as expected, just past the 2.382 extension for our wave 5 in A. We then had a 3-wave complex correction as a WXY, and off our B we came down in a nice clean 5, wave 1, 2, extensions in the third, but very nice wave separation, came past the 2.382, and we hit our 5th just past the 2.618 extension of wave 1 off wave 2. Now from our A off our B came just past the 1.236 extension of wave A off wave B. After that, we hit a bottoming pattern at an ending diagonal. We were getting divergences here and starting to pick up volume. So as you can see, very nice bottoming pattern. Got that nice round structure we want. I guess in classical patterns, they'd call that a cup and handle. But in Elliott Wave, that would be an ending diagonal and a leading diagonal. So as you can see, we have nice volume coming in, especially over the last couple days here. Still have a couple days for this candle on the weekly, but no divergences here whatsoever. We did get divergence on our bottom. I'll go down to the lower time frame and show you that. So off our low, had a very nice diagonal. Came back, quick retracement for our wave 2. After that, have this as a second 1-2, the micro. And this was the area where I ended up buying in. Reason being is, I'll show you that down on the 1 hour, just to show you our extensions as well. Sorry, I'm all over the place here. Our wave 1 off our wave 2 came to the 1.236 extension for our wave 3 in the diagonal, and then just past the 1.382, just shy of the 1.618 for our 5th. So all ideal, came in contracting matter. So it looks good. So this was the area of after our 1-2. And had a very long correction here. This was a diagonal as well for our second 1-2. But this was the wave that was confusing me at that moment. I was like, okay, we got a 3 looking for a 4, 5, right? Didn't get that. But because of the speed of this, I considered it. I've seen this many times in crypto. It happens this way sometimes. It's just not, it doesn't go with guidelines, so just keep that in mind. So just the speed and time here for these waves and the speed of correction. So this one went faster to the upside, but also corrected faster than the previous. If we look at this one, it's moving faster in time and the correction's smaller, right? So not guaranteed or anything like that, but there's the possibility that these are nested 1-2s. That's just all I'm going to say on that one. So I got it on the 24th. I had a alert. That's why I put out alerts in specific areas at the 618. And I decided because of the nesting possibilities, we were finding support at this previous wave 1 area, that I took a buy stop at the 786 right here on the 24th. But as you can see, just based on the pattern, it wasn't good enough to bring it to the attention of the channel. So this was my entry, stop at this low. As soon as we made these moves to the upside, this one here, I put my stop to break even. And then when we made 5 waves, I put my stop to the 786 of this wave here, which is where my stop is currently. Well within profit. I'm just going to let this one run. So we either have 3 1-2s and we're taking off, or some sort of very complex structure where this has to be relabeled as a WXY complex structure, because it can't be an A, B, C to the upside, because we'd expect a impulse to the upside if we got a diagonal as our A wave. You can't have 2 diagonals in a row as an ABC. So that's where Elliott can help us a little bit, those rules. But as of right now, this area is a little bit sketch. Reason being, this wave here looks like 3. It could be 5 as some ugly diagonal, but it looks like 3. So what I'm wondering is this making a B, C as a flat before we attempt new highs? Possible. Or again, as an ugly flat, it could be another micro 1-2, which would be insanely bullish, right? But just showing this as a potential. Nothing says it has to be this. I checked this if this was some sort of flat, but it doesn't work with the with this as a B wave. It's just too high above this A wave. So I'm just trying to see what structures can be here. This is a clear 5. Clear 5. So unless it's something more complex to the upside, like I said, and this has to be relabeled, it's either nested 1-2s or a very deep wave 4, and we're getting extensions in a 5th, where this would be a 1, 2, 3, 4, which is just ugly. And we're working on an extension in a 5th wave. But as you can see, it's very tough count. I like the nested 1-2s just as potential, which is why I'm in. I'm just going to let this one run. My stops at a decent area, which I like. But if this is nested 1-2s, we've got volume coming in. We've got quite a bit of time left on these candles, especially on the weekly. No real divergence yet. If we can get above this area, this order block, that's just the 1.236 extension of this wave 1 and 2. You can see my extensions here. If we can just get past this order block and above and use it as support, we're literally in price discovery at that point, which is why I think it can go pretty high. And if these are nested 1-2s, I mean, we really got to move, right? So I did my calculation based on this 2.618, just because of this potential. And that would put us to top 50 at 2 billion market cap. So that's what I'm looking at. I expect this to keep moving. We've already broken resistance levels using them as support, just back testing. And I want to see some big volume and thrust coming in for this to stay intact. But if you're not in this, it's pretty tough to get in. Your options are, if you agree with this count, to either wait and see if this becomes a flat and try and buy just above this level. We've made new highs. Stop at the 786 here, or just past the 618, depending on your style of trading. Or if you see this as another 1-2, well, you'd buy the 38250 and 618, stop at this 786. But it's so close to this level, you might as well put it at this 618, right? Just to give both possibilities as an option. But yeah, it looks good at the moment. Can always be wrong. Keep that in mind. Never risk money you can't afford to lose. I only have a 1% risk of my trading account on this trade. That's all I ever do. So if it goes against you, you should never be upset. Otherwise, you're risking too much money. All right, guys, thanks for watching. This is the update for API3, and I'll see you on the next one.